Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton and I'm going to go ahead and give you a full pro breakdown for the Sakura Hills 9-hole cup mini tournament. So, I'm not a big fan of these 9-hole cups. The prizes just suck. You really need to win it to make it worthwhile, but we play to win anyways. But we're going to go ahead and hop into some of the shots here, and like usual I'm going to give you my shots only. I'll give you a really good detailed breakdown of how I approached every hole with the elevation and offsets when needed. If you find this helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button. That really helps me out. That would be much appreciated. And secondly, if you appreciate my work week in and week out, then please donate to my channel. And you can find out how to do so in the comments section below. So here's a look at the scorecard. You're going to see that I picked up an extra eagle on hole number 1. Hole number 2, birdie. Hole number 3, that's a par 5. That's an eagle. Hole number 4 is a hole-in-one. And of course, hole number 6, there's another drop. Hole number 7, 8, and 9 just played out normal. But anyways, we got 3 extra drops on this round. And we're going to go into the replays right now. But just so you know, for holes number 1, hole number 4, and hole number 6, I did make very short videos already that are loaded on YouTube. So if you're looking, after this video for a quick reference point, those are out and ready to go. So here we go. All right, let's hop up into Pro. And we're going to take a look at hole number 1. Now, I'll pause it real quick because hole number 1, it doesn't really matter what driver you're going to use. Okay, so you'll see here that I brought the APOC out, and I really just did that for the curl purposes. But you're going to be able to just see where I land, and you can do this with really any powerful driver. And we're just really trying to set up the second shot. But anyways, if you got an APOC, this is how I'm approaching it: full top, full right. I'm not doing any elevation on this drive. I'm just taking it straight up. And ultimately what I do here is I settle upon having my blue ring at the sand line. So that's my reference point. And then, like I said, I'm pulling with no elevation. And then I'm going to go into max overpower and max right curl. And looking to hit the ball perfect. Now, great left, great right. It's not going to put you in any danger, I don't believe, of missing the fairway. And that's going to set us up for shot number 2. Now, as you can see on that last camera angle there, shot number 2 is definitely downhill. So I went ahead and played it at 10% elevation. And what I really like about this angle is it's putting me at minimum distance of my thorn. And that's the goal. The goal is to get this at minimum distance of the thorn. And it's really nice because we're getting tailwind on this particular second shot angle, which is going to make getting the eagle extremely easy. So all I did here was about 3 bars of backspin. I've got my ball guideline going through the hole. And then, like I said, I pull it at minimum distance with a 10% elevation added to my shot. Because look how downhill it is right here. Now, that's a very easy eagle. And this is on my other account, and you'll see I was able to get it twice. So I have 2 accounts that I play pro. Out of my 3 accounts total, I do 1 rookie just for the YouTube purposes. But you can see, same thing here. About the same amount of backspin, minimum distance of my thorn. Last one was a thorn 8. This one has a maxed out thorn. Either way, both of them 10%, both of them at minimum distance. Perfect ball, that's always key. Got to get a perfect ball. And we sneak that in there. So there's the eagle. Okay, so now we're going to go into hole number 2. Now, hole number 2, it's actually a little trickier than I thought it was going to be. And I'm playing it, with the navigator and, of course, my sniper. Now let's take a look at this here real quick so you can kind of see where I end up at. And as far as elevation goes, pretty downhill on this shot. So we're doing 20% elevation. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to find a line to the hole. And it's really not even close. So on hole number 2, I'm not close to a hole-in-one. So what I'm asking out of all of you who are watching is, if you find a good line tonight or tomorrow during your qualifying rounds, you know, if you got something that's a good hole-in-one opportunity, then send it to me through Facebook. A lot of you guys do that already. And then kind of as a Golf Clash community team here, for everybody who watches my streams, maybe we can get a hole-in-one on this one together. But I tried it, you know, on my second account. And this is the account that I qualified today at -15. The other account, I just kind of played around with lines and then took what I learned onto this account. But you can see here, I'm starting to get a little bit closer. And this is max backspin as well. Just because this green, like this bounce, seems to play pretty fast. But 20% elevation pull is important. You know, we don't really need anything more than a navigator, I don't believe. And still not close. So, like I said, you know, if you're watching and you find a really good line, then, you know, let's talk about it and see if we can help each other out. But let's go into hole number 3. So hole number 3, you know, I think it gives us a pretty decent albatross opportunity. Now, you know, all we need to do is get down to this bottom fairway here. So whatever driver you use, it's not going to matter. You can use your extra mile. You can use a Thor's hammer like I did on this account. You can use a big topper, or you can use an APOC. It's not going to really be important. Shot number 2 is what's going to be important. But I'm going to probably just use my extra mile tomorrow, and this is the account that I have to play tomorrow. I did not qualify this one today. But let's take a look at it with the Thor's hammer. And I'm playing both shots at 10% elevation. And we're going to talk about a strategy for the albatross. So as you can see here, 10% pull. I'm not using any overpower whatsoever. And we roll out of the rough here onto the fairway. And we get it 374 yards, which sets us up for a sniper shot. And like I said, I'm playing this one at 10% elevation. Now, I like using this spin right here and getting this ball guideline. So I'm going directly through the hole. So take a look at this setup. And this is what we need to take a look at. And I really believe we want to play this one with our sniper and not our Grizzly or Goliath. And you're going to see why. At least, you know, from first look. But again, 10% elevation. And we get our perfect ball. I really thought it was going to go in. So, you know, that's really close to an albatross already, which I was pretty happy with considering that was my first shot. Now, here's a shot with an extra mile. So same thing. Spin adjustment. You know, we're going full top spin, a little bit of right spin, and then pull 10%. Trying to just fast forward here to save time. You know, this ball, though, goes fairway, fairway, fairway on the bounces, which means I got more yards on my drive. So you see here 25 more yards because the other drive was 371. Now that's going to set us up for this Grizzly shot. So, you know, we're at max distance with our grizzly here. And I really try to get about the same type of spin and the same type of ball guideline that I did with the sniper. Getting a little short on time. I was trying to get it to go through the hole, but then it kept jumping around on me on the green. But regardless, I pull it 10%. And you see here we fire off another perfect ball, but it's not near as close as the shot with the sniper was. But either way you slice it up, that's going to be an easy eagle. And both my opponents actually picked up birdies. They both, well, one ended up in the sand and another one drove rough at the top. So, you know, I don't know if this hole will give people trouble or not, but it gave both my opponents trouble today. Okay, hole number 4 is a really good chance here for a hole-in-one. And we're going to be playing this one at 5% elevation at max distance. So let me show you my first attempt at this shot. I end up doing 2.1 bars of backspin and 1 bar of left side spin. And I aim through the cup. And we want to pause it right here. Take a look at this angle. All right, so right there. Take a look at how with my Sniper 10, the top of the red ring is in the rough line a little bit. So it's not sitting at the rough line, it's in the rough line just a little bit. So right there, you'll see the red ring is inside the rough. That's going to be very important when you go to duplicate this shot. We pull this one at 5% at max distance of our sniper. All right, now I'm going to pause it right here. Take a look at my ball inside the target zone, whatever you call this thing. I am underpowered. I'm not at normal power. And that's what happens. So I wrote that down, and then I took it to the account that I was trying to qualify today. And I do the exact same spin adjustment. 2.1 back with 1 bar of left. See, the ball guide line will end up being through the pin. It's always important to do through the pin when you're getting a little bit of headwind. So we're getting a crosswind mixed with the headwind here. And then look at the red ring. So I duplicated that. And then this time, I get regular power on the ball. You see how the ball's touching all 4 corners of the target zone? That's really good. We get a perfect ball. And that's what you're looking for. So there's how you get the extra drop. All right, now hole number 5. We're just trying to punch this thing up to the top of the fairway here. And again, you know, I went with a Kingmaker. You can use whatever driver that you feel most comfortable with. But we're going to play this shot at 10% elevation. This is a pretty straightforward drive. Plenty of room there at the top of the fairway. So no risk of rolling too far, even with an extra mile 9. That gives me a lot of top spin bonus. And here we're going for a rough bump. Okay, on this rough bump, I played this one minus 25% elevation. That's what I settled on. You can see here I've got my yellow ring just outside the rough there at the top. I am pulling this shot with an 1159 pull angle, and that's because we're adjusting down into the sand. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that, but maybe one day I will in a video. But that is important on this shot. And as you can see, we come really close to getting another drop. So I just need to use a little bit more top spin, okay? So if we take a look at my ball guideline, and this is where I'm a little bit different than most streamers, is when I miss a shot, we try to talk through what we're going to do differently next time. You know, I do believe the minus 25% elevation is pretty good. But look at the spin here. I'm almost 1 bar of left side spin. I can make that 1 full bar of left. And I'm almost 5 bars of top spin. So I'm at 4.8 top, and I'm at 0.8 left right now, with the ball guideline through the hole onto the end of the light green square. And then I pull it minus 25%. Perfect ball. Leaves me a tad to the right, okay, and a tad short. So what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to go 1.1 left and 5.1 top and do the exact same elevation adjustment, and we should be able to drop that shot. All right, so I think that's the best way for us to pick up the eagle, and that should be another drop that we're able to get. Now we're going to talk about hole number 6, and again, this tournament gives us a lot of rough bump opportunities, and it gives us a lot of options of what type of driver we want to use. On this particular hole, it doesn't matter what driver you use whatever you're most comfortable with, whether it's your APOC, you know, your Thor's hammer, your extra mile, whatever. Because all we want to do is make sure we land on the fairway and we set up our second shot for an albatross opportunity. So you can see here that I have an extra mile 9, but I am not using all the top spin benefits of the extra mile 9. I'm just making sure that my ball guideline is fully developed onto the second part of the fairway up there. So meaning that, you know, my second bounce is bouncing in the fairway and rolls forward at 10% elevation on both shots. So there's bounce 1 and there's bounce 2. I wanted both bounces on the fairway and roll up here. And as you can see, you know, we're leaving plenty of room on the fairway, and this is not a drive where we need a lot of distance. Now, this is the account that I was practicing shots with today, and I show you this so you can see how I readjust. So right here, I go with 3 bars of backspin, and we're going to play this one mid-distance with our sniper at 10% elevation. And just so that's a rule of thumb for everybody, that's when you can play a sniper 1 for 1. So you hear a lot of people say they play a sniper 1 for 1 no matter what, meaning if the wind is 4.5 miles an hour, they always play their sniper 4.5 rings. That is not a good rule of thumb, and you need to get used to using your minimum, medium, and maximum adjustments, and also between minimum and mid, and between medium and max, because that's going to get you super accurate. But in this situation, we are playing exactly mid distance of our sniper at 10% elevation, and that will always be 1 for 1. So we can play this one 4.5 rings, since that's what the wind is. But the most important thing to look at here is notice how I have my ball guideline dead center of the cup. And then we take a regular shot, no overpower. And we just missed to the right-hand side. So when I take a look at that, after the ball hits the rough, it kicks to the right just a little bit. So when I went to this account, the account that I was actually trying to qualify, I looked for the exact same adjustment. So I went with 3 backspin, but look what I do with the ball guideline this time. This time I end up settling to have it on the left-hand side of the cup. And really, if you take a look at it, the ball guideline at the end is kind of split in half. Half of it's in the cup and half of it is not. So we're using an offset technique. Hit another perfect ball. And this time it drops into the right-hand side of the cup for the albatross. So we could probably get away with moving that a little bit more to the left. But regardless, it's really nice to take one practice shot and then on your next attempt to to get the drop when you learn off your own mistakes. And that's how you get better at tournaments. Just learn off your own mistakes and then readjust. Okay, hole number 7. So hole number 7, we're going to play minimum distance of our sniper and 10% elevation. And you can see here that I've got the ball guideline going through the hole. And again, we're going to be adjusting down into the sand. So to counter effect that, I'm using a pretty hard 1159 pull angle. Now, I want you to know that's going to be very important if you're trying to take the same shots as I am. If this is going 1201, you're going to be in the sand. And look at this. So, you know, that's pretty frustrating, right? That's a really good shot. And you can see, you know, this is another one that we left out there. So we could have potentially went minus 17, minus 18 on this round. But that was a really good setup for that shot. Now we'll go off into hole number 8. So hole number 8's a par 4. Pretty much an automatic birdie. But I'm playing the first shot at 10%, the drive. And then shot number 2, I'm playing at 0%. Now that right curl put me in the rough and I rolled out, so I'll probably take that off tomorrow. Well, I guess in the finals and tomorrow when I qualify my other account. But overall, that's a good drive. We're just looking to get onto the fairway to set up this shot. Now this shot, I'm playing at no elevation, and I'm about mid-distance of my thorn. And what I don't like here is how much top spin I was having to use to get the ball to go to the pin. So you can see me kind of frantic about readjusting the spin and trying to find a good line to the hole. And as you can see there, by looking at my logo, I'm just running out of time. And I'm not comfortable with my setup. So at this point, I'm just like, screw it. I'm going to just lay up. Rather than cost myself, you know, a bad shot, I just decided to lay up here. And we almost make this one too. So as you can see, we're all over the pin in this tournament. I need to find a really good line on this hole, because I do think this also gives us a good chance for another eagle. So there is a rough bump there. It just has to be about finding where to put, you know, the target that gives us a good smooth roll into the cup. So if you guys find a good one, let me know. If I don't find a good one tomorrow, then I'll probably end up changing this shot to a max backspin thorn shot into the cup. So that's probably what I'll end up doing if I don't find a good line tomorrow, because we can probably make the max backspin shot as well. Okay, final hole, everybody. Here's what I want you to know about the final hole. Is you need to use a driver that's going to get whatever you can hit the furthest with, okay? So with me, it's an extra mile 9 because I have all the top spin. I would like you to play this with whatever you can get the most distance on. I'm using a berserker. I'm not going to use any money balls in this pro tournament. I try to limit how many I use, but I can't really justify using it in a 9-hole cup because the prizes just suck. So I'm going with a berserker here, and I'm going to go max top spin, and I'm just looking to just launch this ball as far up the fairway as I can, but I will be playing shot number 2 with a big dog. You can play it with a sniper. I saw an opponent play it with a sniper. He made it to the green, but he had a super long putt, which he actually missed. So let's just dive into it real quick. Look at this weird drive that I get. So full top spin, like a bar right spin, whatever. I'm just aiming right down the middle of the fairway. I'm adjusting at 10%, and then I'm pushing up to max, and I'm just letting this ball rip, man. So full overpower. I hit a perfect ball, which, to be honest with you, I really, really suck at hitting perfect balls on full overpower. Now, I don't know if there is a glitch here or what's going on, but look at this ball roll and take off on me. That's great. Okay, I love it that it didn't go in there into the rough, but it's 471 yards. Now I'm going to fast forward here. I'll go back to the big dog shot. But look at this. Here's my other account. Okay, it also has an extra mile 9. Wait a minute. Okay. Well, I see the difference. So this is 6.5 mile per hour wind. The other one was 8.5 mile per hour wind. That's pretty significant. But anyway, same shot, 10% push up the max. It only goes 434 yards. So, man, that's like, what, 40 yards less? What did the other one go? Well, the other one go 490? I don't know. I already forgot. But anyway, this is a hell of a lot of a difference. So, here is shot number 2 with the big dog. And yeah, if you hit the ball 470 or 490 yards, you can easily do the sniper. But I don't know if that long of a drive is going to be consistent. So I'm going to use the big dog every time. And the big dog here, I decided to do between minimum and mid distance at no elevation. I use just a little bit of right curl. And you see at the perfect ball, we have no problem reaching the green. We get up there, and then it falls down and rolls a little bit, which left me with a downhill shot for the eagle, which I made it, no problem. It was an easy putt. But here is this shot with the sniper, okay? And as you can see, the sniper has plenty of distance. I'm at max distance now, but I'm only using 2 bars of topspin. I pull it with no elevation. I use a little bit of right curl. And look at this shit. Fairway, rough. And the damn thing just sat there. Now, if you remember my scorecard, I made this shot. So, you know, I feel very lucky that I made that shot. I saved it for an eagle and ended up minus 15. But you know what? Screw that sniper shot. I'm going to go big dog. You can go big dog, cataclysm, whatever you feel most comfortable with. But there's your walkthrough, guys. Minus 15 is what I ended up with. And I think we left like, I mean, honestly, if we go back and look at all the shots, we left like a minus 18 out there. And I do think a minus 15 easily wins the tournament. So I hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe. Please donate, you know, if you're feeling generous. Thank you very much.